Welcome back to Grant Takes Pictures. Today we're going to do our first photo critique. I will be critiquing this photo right here that I took a few weeks ago of the Milky Way. So this photo is, like I said, of the Milky Way. I took it at McWay Falls up near Big Sur, California. It was literally the darkest skies I've ever seen. There was no moon and the Milky Way just popped out of the blackness of space. It was amazing. And I tried to capture that. And I'm actually very happy with this photo. First, I'd like to talk about the things I really love about this photo. First, the core of the Milky Way, right in the center of the picture, is well defined and it's bright. You can see what you're looking at. So often photos of the Milky Way are dark and it shows the Milky Way like you see it with your own eyes. This photo shows the Milky Way like it should look, how you imagine it to look. And so that's one of the things I love. The other is this tree line here. You get a sense of the scale of it. You don't really know how big these trees are. I can tell you they were very large, but the trees provide some scale for the Milky Way. Instead of just showing a shot of the sky, it gives perspective and you can understand what's going on. This dark area shows you just how dark the sky really was. But you see all these stars you don't normally see with your naked eye, and it gives you a sense of what's really up there in the sky, and adds to that sense of wonder that you get. I also like right here, that doesn't look like a star. It isn't a pinpoint of light. It looks like more of a disk of light. That's because that's Jupiter, and it was great to get it in the shot as well. There are a few things that could have been done better on this photo, and because this is a channel all about what can be improved, I want to talk about those. When you zoom into the photo, you start to see the stars streaking, like here and here and here. All these stars are starting to be little dashes instead of pinpoints of light. And that's because the exposure was a little bit too long. The exposure on this was 20 seconds. And at 25 millimeters on a full frame camera, that was just too long. It would have been better to get the exposure down to 10 seconds and double the ISO to make those stars just tiny pinpoints of light like they should be. What that also means is that here in the core of the Milky Way, the core is also just streaked a little bit, so you don't get as much definition in all this area here and in this center strip where you can normally start to see great purples and blacks and reds juxtaposed against one another with very defined lines. But because everything was streaked just a little bit all through here, it blurs those colors together. And that is really the only critique I have for this photo. The other thing was it would have been nice to have a little bit of light on the trees down here so you could get a sense of how big they were. Unfortunately, because the night was absolutely moonless, that wasn't possible. And if the moon had been out, if there had been light on those trees, the Milky Way wouldn't have been as apparent. So there's some trade-offs here. And I was out there when I was, and I got the shot that I could get. So I was happy enough with that. Had there been just a little bit of moonlight, had those trees been illuminated, it would have also illuminated McWay Falls, which is right down here in the very corner. Now, you can't see it at all, but had there been a little bit of light, you would have seen this gorgeous waterfall flowing right into the Pacific Ocean. That would have been a wonderful shot to see below the Milky Way. Unfortunately, on the night that I was there, I couldn't get that shot. Hopefully, I will go back again in the not too distant future, probably next summer when the Milky Way is up again here in the Northern Hemisphere, and I'll be able to get that shot with a little bit more pre-planning, get the moon illuminating the falls with the Milky Way above it. But for now, I think this was a really great shot. They could have just been done a little bit better. If I had taken a little bit more time, taken a few more exposures, and really nailed exactly what I wanted to get those stars pinpoints of light instead of little streaks and get a little bit more definition in the core of the Milky Way. But overall, I'm very happy with this photo. You can purchase a print of this. I have a limited edition of 5 prints available for sale on my website at granthenninger.com. They're signed and numbered by myself and printed at a local photo printing shop here in Southern California that I think does wonderful work. So if you love this photo as much as I do, go and purchase a print. It would help support my photography. Thank you very much.